What's up? Hello, my people. Hello, brothers, mothers, fathers, sisters, brothers, uncle, aunties, niece, nephew, friend, foes, he, she, they, them, everybody. Welcome to HD. Of course, you're watching in high definition, but you know that's not what this is. It's Hero's Diary, the show that celebrates Black success, that celebrates Black excellence, that tell our story to the world. How much more can we tell our story? How much more can we showcase ourselves? How much more can we hear people listen to us and hear our voice and know that, yes, we can? Because obviously, we can. Hello, it's Kenilola right there, and I welcome you to today's episode. First of all, I want to thank you for supporting, for being there, for, liking, sharing, and all that. Please keep supporting this. We're just growing our little community. Just want to tell our story and lend our voices to some amazing successes. Let's get on to today's episode. I've got a superstar. Super duper star. She's beautiful. She's a model. She's an actress. She's enduring when it comes to acting, especially within the Nigerian film industry, Nollywood. She's an enigma. She's someone that you cannot, at least as at today, you cannot talk of Nollywood and not mention her name. It's Kehinde Bankole. Kehinde, how are you?
I'm very fine.
Woo!
How are you as well?
Oh my God.
That was a lot. My wings are out. Keep me in the studio. I'm going to fly.
Don't fly. You can fly after the chat. But listen, Kehinde, man, it's fair to say that you are the face of Nollywood at this time. Is that all right to say?
I mean, for you, it's okay to say. I wouldn't be able to say that.
What do you think? What do you think of yourself within the Nollywood space? Okay, not what. How do you think of yourself within the Nollywood space?
Okay, that sounds a little more humble. How? I think I'm one of the flag bearers, one of the people pushing. Wait, where's my Nigerian accent now? It's you guys that are causing it. Once I'm around all these Londoners, I'll start,
let's bring it to the underground thing.
So I'm one of the flag bearers, and I'm one of the people, one of the Africans saying, let's go global. And saying, we are going global. And one of the Africans also saying, let's stay global. And that's the journey, and we've been on it and we're on it. So.
Wow, cool. Okay, before we get into all that, I'm going to ask you a very interesting question. It's a very interesting one, and it wasn't something I planned. It was something that just come up, and I'm sure you're gonna have a very interesting answer to it. What do you feel about having a gap tooth?
Look at this man. Just use. Okay.
Yeah, man.
I feel it's, well, medically, the dentist will have a different opinion. But I think it's very beautiful, very appealing. They'll tell you it's an anomaly, but it's a cute anomaly. It also makes you look really different, And it's easy for people to say, oh, that one with the gap tooth. So I really like it. It's beautiful.
Yeah. Well, being an actress, is that been any sort of hindrance? Has it been in any way? Does it enhance or hinder your actressness?
No. I don't even think about it when it comes to work. But when I started out modeling, it was an issue. They say, oh, we like the smile, but it's just, the gap is, medically is not. I'm like, is it a toothpaste? They're like, yeah. So, okay. Once I hear toothpaste, I know I'm not getting it. Because it's like, medically, they wouldn't want a representation of the well-aligned teeth to be that. But apart from that, never hindered me. Never, in fact, they don't worry about it. But if it's a commercial that has to do with toothpaste, let me not mention brands, but toothpaste, they are worried. They're like, but apart from that, it's never hindered me. And when I'm working, my teeth will be the last thing I'll even remember or think about. I don't even think about how I look at that time.
Yeah.
Because I'm probably looking like somebody else. So the teeth is inconsequential to whatever it is they've turned me to at that time. So it's like the list of my thoughts at that time.
Yeah. I mean, but apart from toothpaste and stuff like that, but has it ever been a factor to any of the roles you've acted in or you've gotten or will play?
I don't think. Maybe recently for Ransome-Kuti, she's got the gap in her teeth.
Oh, okay.
So that would be, I mean, anybody with a gap, it's a prominent feature.
Yeah.
So close to home. But aside that, we physically look alike. I bet if she didn't have a gap and they needed to cast that person, they'll cast her. To put a gap in someone's teeth is like they put a gap in Auntie Joke's teeth to make sure we both had the gap in our teeth.
Ah, right.
That's like so easy.
To play from Ransome-Kuti.
Yeah, to play from Ransome-Kuti. So that's so easy. Yeah. So even if they want to cast you, if you don't have a gap in your teeth, don't worry. They'll make it happen. And if you have and you want to close it, they'll make it happen. Yeah. So
okay, let me ask you, there's something that's also funny. Like, you're twin, aren't you?
Yeah.
Of course, you're Kehinde too now.
Your twin, lady guy. Lady guy. Which is yours?
Guy. We're two boys. Are you two girls?
Yes.
What's up? You have gap tooth, I have gap tooth.
I'm a sad gap tooth too. Does your brother have a gap tooth as well?
No, he doesn't actually. Oh, your sister has one.
Yes.
Okay, so you guys are very identical.
Not at all, no.
Not at all, because we're not identical either.
We're not. She's light skinned.
Why do we have so much similarity like that? Okay, cool. But what did you see the gap tooth phenomena as well as twin phenomena seem to be very common among Yorubas.
Yes.
And West African culture in West Africa, because I've met more twins that are from Nigeria than I've met from anybody else and anywhere else. I've also met more people with gap tooth in Nigeria
that are twins.
That are not necessarily twins, but even gap tooth, just gap tooth people. So the phenomenon of gap tooth and twins, why is it so prominent? It appears to be very prominent among sort of Nigerians. Have you ever thought of that?
Yeah, I think I agree. It could be, God. I believe in God. I hope everyone does. God has a way of, letting nationalities wear their own identity. If you see an Asian, you will know this is an Asian. If you see which other nationality which other one is strong? I mean, everybody's got Africans.
Yeah.
We all have our thing.
Are distinct, yeah.
Thank you. And so for the continents, you will distinguish us, especially Nigerians, and especially even maybe Yorubas. For that, it could be something we eat. It could be something in our jaws being wide. Yeah. It could be anything.
I mean, there's been talks about it having to do with maybe what we eat.
Most likely should be.
Something about okra.
There's been all
sort of, because I actually looked through it. I'm twin, obviously, and I've got a gap tooth as well. And I've looked through it that why it feels like as Nigerians, it's more prominent to dinner, especially among the Yorubas. There's some parts of your state.
Not like you said it.
Yeah, and they say they eat a lot of maybe like okra, a lot of stuff.
No, there was some other thing they mentioned. It's some leaf somewhere.
Yeah.
There's a place called, they were just talking about it some days ago. This conversation.
Yeah, I mean, I was just wondering. I don't know if it's just a coincidence or something, but I do notice that there's a lot of twins.
No, we'll form a club.
And twins is something that we pray for, is something that we love.
Yeah.
And all that. Have you ever had someone growing up or up till now? Have you had people who like you because of your gap tooth?
Yes, of course, a lot.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Really?
They think it's adorable. And then when you're younger, there's just a way it just makes you look like a bunny. You look like a rabbit. So it's just adorable.
Yeah.
People like it.
I think I had the same experience as well when I was younger. I think I was in primary school.
But they won't know you're tough, eh? Under that bunny teeth, they will not know you're...
I'm a cool guy.
People used to find out I was tough.
Yeah?
The bunny, don't let it fool you.
It doesn't?
No.
Yeah. Cool. Listen, Kehinde, welcome to Heroes Diary, man. We're so glad to have you. This is a show where we celebrate Black success. We bring on people who we feel that, to a large extent, they've demonstrated excellence and they have a voice and they have a lot to say to younger Black people and people that younger Black people can learn a lot from. Do you see yourself as one of? Do you believe yourself as one of those?
Certainly.
Certainly, yes. That's good. And we believe so as well. So well done
Thank
to you. And you're in London now.
Yeah.
The last time I met you in London, you came for a show
MW the musical.
MW the musical, which is a very fabulous one with Nadu and all that. How was that experience for you?
It was good. It was hard work.
Yeah.
It was a lot of hard work, but music is beautiful. It was a very beautiful experience. Having all that music, comedy, drama, very serious topics. Or MW stands for marriage wahala. So there were families. It was nice.
You know, that's funny because we met the
nice.
director after that, and we were asking him what does MW stand for, and I guessed it. I thought it was marriage wahala.
Oh, you guessed it?
I did actually, and he was like, I was the only one who guessed it.
I didn't even know. That was hired.
guessed it.
It took until he told me that that's what it meant. I had no idea.
Yeah, because after watching it, there was a lot of marriage stuff in it, and it was
so
just
you could
so
put it
marriage thing. But you're back in London again, and now it's Anna's Hibiscus Song.
Yes, you're right.
That's an interesting title. What does that even mean?
We know there's a flower in there. We know Anna is a girl name. We know songs are music. But essentially, what this is about is the journey of a little girl who explores Africa. A girl who lives abroad, who actually explores Africa. So what we're doing is exploring Africa through the eyes of that child, through the eyes of the voice of the narrator, through puppetry, something that'll be entertaining to kids to learn from, that'll be entertaining, informative, educative, and advisory, if that's the word, to parents and guardians about our values, about our culture, about why we should not be shy about our shortcomings as Africa. There's a reason for everything. Everywhere we're falling behind. If it's not because we were colonized at some point, it's because there's maybe corruption. There's a reason. So there's no point being embarrassed about where you're from. In fact, it got to a point where somebody said we are more comfortable with foreign languages being our first language, and then we're shy about our local languages.
Local language, yeah.
But it's supposed to be the reverse. Supposed to be the case. You should be proud to sound, look, feel like where you're from. And then now that we're mixing up, the world is really open now.
Yeah.
You are an ambassador of wherever it is you're from. We see it how other cultures even form communities.
Yeah.
The Indians, the Chinese people, you see them, communities. They even say Chinese village. It's that communal, that hold onto your heritage and all that. Because who are you if you don't know where you're from?
Where you're from?
Who are
What
you?
did you grow up speaking in your family? What language?
English and Yoruba, a mix of the two.
I think, well, I would assume we're kind of like similar generation and all that. I think that's one thing. A lot of our families grew up speaking English. I remember growing up, it was a norm then that our parents wanted us to speak English. I don't know if that, maybe it helped us speak because I'm speaking English now, obviously. But the good thing was that we also spoke our indigenous language.
Alongside.
But at the time, it seemed to be like a major thing where parents wanted, they try to force the children to speak English. And then if we found out that at home, a lot of us were speaking English, or they tried to make us speak English. Even in school, you had to speak English.
You'll be fined if you speak vernacular, that's what they'll say.
You'll be fined.
You'll be fined.
Yeah.
Your names will be put down and all that.
And then you get flogged. But was that your experience growing home, at home and all that kind of stuff? Yeah.
I think, I don't know why. I wouldn't want the conversation tonight to be all about that, but it's deep. It's like a long talk. I mean, our parents, I wouldn't know for what reason they were doing that, but I think it might be the worry of, we want you to be equal to your peers. We don't want you lagging behind. Communication is a big deal. It's an hindrance if you can't speak English. And then I think, just like I said, that stigma of there's this child that is always speaking Yoruba or something. They make you feel odd. They make you feel like they attribute English speaking to education, and then they attribute illiteracy to indigenous language.
Yeah.
It's wrong.
It's wrong, isn't it?
My language is my language. That's who I am. My skin, everything about me, this is me. So if I have a borrowed culture, amazing, I love it. If I have a borrowed language, amazing, I love it. But then who am I? I first of all need to know that. So I think our parents, there's so many things our parents were doing then that's really weird. I question it a lot. Then they will flog children for going to play football. They will flog you. Now, they will call everybody they know to get a coach, to get an agent for representation. I think it boils down to value. They stripped the value from our parents' understanding then. They wouldn't let you know that there's so much value to this or to that. Now, parents have seen that, oh, there's a lot of value money-wise if my child belongs to a club, an international football club, for instance, and parents will be making phone calls. That, do you know someone? They wouldn't mind to sell things and get their kids to travel. It's because they got to see the value. But value doesn't always have to be monetary. You don't have to wait until that point. But I think then what they made them understand to be the big deal was, the Igbos have come, or they've colonized you. Don't do this, don't do that, you know. In class, they'll hold a cane if you speak Yoruba. In our own country. English. And it's now that I'm thinking about it that, wait. So I think what they were trying to do then was keep the language at home, but in this school, before I was here, is for education. And if you keep speaking that language, you won't get to learn. Yeah. But we weren't being disciplined if we didn't speak French. We weren't being disciplined if we didn't speak German. And we had classes, language classes, but it was English.
I think it was more, there was two languages particularly, especially as Nigeria, because it was English and Arabic.
Oh, I didn't know about
for the Muslims, obviously, you had to go to like Arabic schools. I'm Muslim, so I kind of understand that. And they try to teach you in Arabic, and you have to speak Arabic and English, which to a large extent, both languages are kind of not really who you are. But then again, what's funny is that these days, though, I think it's even funnier that you got people who have a lot of, it's bad back then, but at least we speak Yoruba. A lot of kids growing up now don't even speak Yoruba or don't speak their indigenous language, especially in Nigeria. Don't speak their indigenous language. All they speak is English. Is it not worse now?
I tell you why. Value. See, we that understand these things, we're like even the worst person in this situation. We are the ones complaining, yet we're the ones that can bring solution. We're not doing it. Try and type the meaning of a certain Yoruba word onto Google.
It comes out, doesn't it?
No, you sweat. It will come out as maybe somebody's podcast on YouTube that said something. It will not come out on. It will take a while. Except the word is really quite strong. You find it on maybe Wikipedia or some of the strong searches. Why isn't there a Yoruba encyclopedia, a Yoruba dictionary? Those of us who now know what's up, what are we doing about it? So there's no value. So for instance, now if I want my child to learn a foreign language, or I want my child to learn, I don't know what it is parents would like their child to learn or their kids to learn, they would probably rather pick French, they'll pick Italian, Spanish, English, because they're thinking the value behind that. Or Indian language, Malayalam, or Chinese. Chinese, you can trade. My child can be an interpreter. They're thinking, what's the value, the benefit I'm going to get? So most of us Africans now, what we need to do is put value behind whatever it is you're forcing down the throats of people. We're all about Black Lives Matter. You're black. What's the value behind it? What's the value? I hear where you're from. Sorry, what's the value behind your currency? What's the value behind the service you're providing? Everything is terrible when it comes to a certain group of people. Let me not say anything derogatory. Because we don't add value to some of these things. Even common service of a waiter at the door, in a particular nationality, you will say, let's put value behind things. If you put value behind the language, there'll be reason. If I can make money as an interpreter, I can make money as a referee speaking that language. But that now takes us to football. Now let's go and look at our national football team. How many complaints, how many grumbles, how many this and how many that. So if some of these things function, it has like some kind of domino effect. If something is functioning, the value, it keeps piling up. So I think we ourselves need to value it. Challenges on TikTok, as little as those things. Yeah. There's no shame. That's why sometimes when I see online, I see a lot of content, Yoruba, I will watch and watch and watch. There's no need to be embarrassed about anything. We can polish it up now that we know, whichever group feels we know better. So why don't we come and make it better? But it's all we have.
Yeah, but is it changing now though? Because like you said, on social media, I think the trend now is Pidgin English is trending. We have music and Pidgin, we have Yorubas, we have videos in Yoruba Hausa and all this kind of stuff. So is it changing now? Are we moving towards that? Like looking into the future of our own children and children? Does that mean that we're suddenly beginning to realize this is important?
Of course. I'm here for a show that will be an African-themed show. A child who's abroad goes on. Anna Biscuit's song is about a child going on an adventure. And we will show people what's in Africa. We will show them what's your child. We played in the sand, Kenny. We now they're on the pads and then everybody's busy. It's crazy. The cultures are now like so watered down. Everybody's like robots. But it's from some of these teachings we find in our cultural behavior that brings our communities together. So it's working. If an entire production is bringing an ensemble together to just fill up a theater, to just tell us that, it's working. Go on social media, you see content. So it's just, we should just not treat such content with disdain, like all these illiterate things, all these local people's things. We should not do that, because I still find some people who do that. They feel it's not posh.
Yeah.
Some people don't even get following because it's not savvy, It's
Okay, let's leave all that one. I mean, it is what it is. Hopefully someday we can all grow and begin to learn more about value. But I think it's happening now anyway.
It is a lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
I mean, but you're in Nigeria. Tell me, what's the consciousness back there in terms of like self-awareness, the black person, the African, we get an idea here, we see stuff, we see on social media, we see Afrobeats, we see Nollywood, we see all these things. It feels like we're having a voice, we're growing in self-awareness, but from a Nigerian, for someone who's grounded in that space. World, in that space, Nigeria, Africa, pretty much, what's the vibe?
It's amazing. It's coming on really good and strong. It's just maybe, obviously, as with any country now, every part of the world is having their challenges, whether it's economic, whether it's political, everybody's going through something.
Yeah. Aside
some of the little blockades we get every now and then, we're pushing. You said it, Afrobeats, that is like we're the biggest.
Mad.
It's mad. We're the biggest and we're proud. Our music is like, you'll be hearing Yoruba now. If you're tired, go and hear something else. Our films are talking about history. We're portraying this, portraying that, telling people about this and that. I mean, we're really doing so much. Our fashion. You see people who be telling you my outfit is $600 and it's a piece of Ankara or Adire or Ashoke or something. We're really doing well. We're doing fantastic, and we're really pushing.
So when you go out as a proponent of that space, when you go out, is it reflected to you? Do you get people see that? Do they value that? Do you feel that value outside as much as you're feeling inside?
Very much outside. The Nigerians are popular everywhere we are. We're very popular. We're competitive, very competitive. We don't get somewhere and not be known. Any little we do, we sort of like shine. We're perfectionists, so to speak. So, I mean, you get it everywhere you go. Even if you don't say anything, they just know the Nigerians are here. They just know that we're taking space. And do I feel it? Yes, I do feel it. We have our space. Forget about some of the challenges we have. Every country has their challenge. We have our space and we're using it very well.
Yeah.
And we get that respect and we get that recognition and I feel it.
Cool. So, Kehinde, I was also saying about, as Nigerians, that we, just as you've said, that we get the good, we also get the bad. People, a lot of beef, a lot of people think we overdo, people think Nigerians are too loud, and especially from, I don't know, sometimes especially from other African countries. Like, I don't know, have you experienced that? Is that the case? Or why do you think these people see us that way?
Because it's the truth. Because when I go to other places, you see other nationalities, and you tell they're not Nigerian. You can tell they're not Nigerians. The Congolese, the Cameroonian, the Liberian.
That Congolese are loud.
The Kenyans.
No, I know about those.
Maybe some group.
Yeah.
Especially the ladies. You just know that, no, she's not Nigerian. Like if I say a Nigerian girl, the texture of your wig, I know you're Nigerian. Yeah, the texture of the hair, I just know. Yeah. And then if I see somebody who's African and trying to be Nigerian, because they love the culture, they want to blend in, I will know. Yeah. I think it's just us. We're just like that when we get to a place, we just be seen or be known.
What's it about Nigerians though? What's it about us that within the Black Committee of Black Nations, what's it about Nigerians that just make us that gives that little extra edge, in terms of like being, I don't know what to say about it.
Maybe we were colonized earlier than others, so we sort of like opened eye first. I don't know.
Yeah.
Or maybe the mixture of the tribes, yes. And because we're very competitive even amongst ourselves.
Amongst ourselves, yeah.
Yes, because even some of the things we have to now be quenching and quelling all the time is don't be tribalistic. Don't come with all that. The Igbos said, the Yorubas did, and the Hausas said, don't do it.
Yeah.
So, but there's just that soft, gentle competition.
Yeah.
You know, one would say, oh, yeah, you can have all the money, we're the most educated.
Yeah.
The other one would say, you can have all the education, we're the most. Everybody
Yeah.
has, you know, so I think that within
It's
ourselves.
actually very competitive in Nigeria.
Yeah, but it's healthy competition.
Healthy competition.
If they don't bring all them
yeah.
tribalistic things into it, very healthy competition, and we all thrive. And then imagine us now being put together as a nation. The other African countries are dealing with like 4 countries in one. We're like a pack of like 10 countries in one, kind of.
Yeah.
So I think that's what makes us
How proud do you feel as a
different.
Nigerian though when you go out? Do you openly say it, or do you just Nigerian, or do you like I'm Nigerian?
No, I'm not like I'm Nigerian. I think I'm one of the. I only talk when it has to do with maybe my work.
Yeah.
I'm one of the very reserved ones that I just feel they will always say, please come take that seat in front, it's for you. I'm not the one that will come and walk and then sit on a seat and then they say, oh, I'm sorry, ma'am, it's not for you, that one. I will just always, personality, I'm Nigerian. There's no, even if I'm calm, I don't know, there's nothing to say. When you're Nigerian, you're just Nigerian. There's no way to hide it.
It's great. All right, cool. Let's go into your career now, because obviously that's the one thing that's put you on the global map.
Thank you.
I was looking through your stuff, and I think your first modeling or venture into entertainment world was modeling, wasn't it?
Yeah.
2003.
Yes.
I think there's
Miss Commonwealth.
Commonwealth. And then you did The Most Beautiful Girl and all that. So 2003, and this is 2024.
Time has passed.
Yeah, it's been a long journey, isn't it? And okay, so it's been a long time, and within that frame, so essentially we're looking at what, 21 years ish,
Sort of.
2003 to 2024. It's 21 years. It's a time where a lot has happened. A lot of people have come and gone. It's 21 years. Some people don't have careers that last that long, and you've lasted through that, and you're still going strong, I would say, because you kind of like really strong right now. I wouldn't consider you being that kind of like and it feels like you're at your prime. It feels now, I don't know. With acting particularly, at what point did you begin to be successful, given that trajectory of time? 21 years, 2003, 2024. At what point do you feel that it actually began to happen, years-wise?
Years-wise would be, I think that might have been 2012. The first time I came here for a show, it was also the same time I decided I wanted to go into film, TV and film. Made for TV films, not soap operas alone. So it was between 2012 and 2014, between that bracket. October 1 movie by Kenilola was within that period, if I'm sure. Maybe 2014-ish, 16-ish, I'm not sure.
14.
But that decision that I wanted film, more, was that year.
Okay, so prior to then it was more... Because you did Papa, you said Super Story.
I was on Super Story. It was more just building myself, my work. But I didn't know that was what I was doing then. I just thought I was having fun. I was a child actor, so to speak. Not a child, kid, but I started really young. And you just want to get away from the house. You want to have some money of your own. You want to be independent. You want to be... you just want to be free. You don't have to just go to summer school before you're out of the house, or lesson, or what, I don't know what it was we used to call it then. But as you're working, they know that, you have a duty to be at work. So that independence was what I was really wanting, to be able to get away from the house without having to take permission and all that, kind of thing. I was free. And that was it for me at first. And then later I discovered, I wanted more than that.
Right. So in all that time, when you've been able to build it, so 2003, 2012, taking it slow like that, because it appears like that, because that's decent time in between. Do you feel that taking it slow and building gradually has helped with longevity? Or do you feel if you had started early and gotten a break earlier on and been a star, do you think you would have been able to sustain it this long?
You would never know, really. But I think all that long time was necessary. I think the most important thing is not whether you succeed early or not. It's the point where you know what you want. It's not about the point that things are good for you. You can pay your bills better. You can drive a better car. You can. If that stops coming, you give up. You're like, I'm not getting gigs. They're not calling me. You're frustrated. But you need to actually just know what you want. So I think the time, I'm not an expert to say the longer the time, the better behaved I was, or the longer I had to wait for a certain breakthrough in some levels, the better it made me. No, I just saw more. I understood more. I understood everything even before I stepped into it. I can see, if I look at you, I see you from a mile. From before you get to me, as a producer, I already can tell a lot of things. I'm not God in that field or anything, but I've been so experienced in that area that sometimes when I'm reading a script, I know really how the audience will take it. But you'll be surprised sometimes as much as you think you know. You think that this story will go really far. And then it's like, you're begging people to come to the cinemas.
Yeah.
And then there's a film you're like, and then it's really doing well. But all that time and experience, I think, is what grounded me skill-wise. So, I mean, what's your popularity or your success if you don't have the skill to back it sometimes? So I think you will not lose if it comes to skill acquisition the longer you stay. So I think the longer I stayed, it got me grounded. I was popular on Superstory then as well. So I knew that it wasn't just going to be popularity. I had to take it seriously. Because I was really quite popular then. Like, I was a household name in my head. Some people didn't know me, but in my head then I was like very popular. And I knew that I was different. Even in school, like, you would just know you're popular. So I realized very early that it wasn't the popularity that was going to keep me. It wasn't. It was going to be the skill. I was going to have to learn. Then very early on, I understood a lot about myself. Trust me, when I walk into an audition, I spot all the finer girls in that place. Like, I see all my competition. I first of all see everybody that did better than me in that audition. I see a lot. But now, as early or as young as I was then and I was seeing these things, how did I deal with it? You don't take defeat and say, oh, somebody did better than me. Do you know how many will get back to you I got? I know that language, will get back to you. In fact, I should create a book called We'll Get Back to You. We'll get back to you, but they will get back to you when they want to get back to you, if they want to get back to you. So question for me then was, why didn't they get to me then? So I look at who was picked. Why was she picked? Why was he picked? What can I learn? What can I, it's just a lot. And then we didn't have social media like this. You'd have to travel to that place, whether it's out of Lagos, wherever it was. Surulere back then, I remember. You have to go and see your name pasted on the wall like this before you know you were picked. So it means you get there first. Your name is either not on the wall or there was even no paper pasted on the wall at all. Then you keep going. And then later we had the landlines that we could call and find out, I beg you, go Surulere. You see my name. Person will tell you, no, I never go. Me say if I define person, we don't go. We just keep connecting like that. And then it got better with communication, social media and things. But then you take permission from your parents. I would travel from university because I want to go and see if my name was pasted in Lagos. I'll go all the way from Ogun State University to Lagos to see if my name was pasted. And I'll get there. My name obviously may not have been pasted. That would be my pocket money for that time. That would be so I knew that I always needed to have money. But so the passion was there. I'll be using other monies to fill this acting thing. So you tell yourself the truth now. I've spent so much on this thing. It's got to better give me money back. So sometimes now, if you know your value or you name your price or you know your worth, or you tell a producer, this is how much I want to charge, it's like a chain, or you're charging for a lot and a lot that they cannot even understand. It's a lot. So it's not like, I don't know what it is they will say. But sometimes you have to name your price because you know what it took you to get there. And if you don't have the value, they won't call you. Don't worry. People are not that nice. If you are not adding value to their production, to the sales, ticket sales afterwards, tell yourself the truth. Everybody's a user, so to speak. But they will use you for something positive. You too will learn to use them for something positive back. So tell yourself the truth. You spent and put in so much. So I don't think it's the time that makes you more successful. It just makes you a little more thorough with the skill if you pay attention. And there's no skill that's lost. It will always come in useful.
So for you, all those time, was it more of rejection, or was it more of you just, was it rejection or stay in power? Was it you just deciding to bide your time, or was it just, it was not happening, it was not happening, it was not happening until it happened?
No, it was happening, but it was for TV. I was big for TV in my head, though, like I said. I was big for TV. TV, I started with maybe This Life, the series they used to call This Life with Wale Adenuga Productions.
Okay, yeah.
And they would call me back. I was in school. You're in school and you're making thousands of money. Don't worry. You're big. I was big then. And then they'll call me again and again and again. And then they would have me in the Super Story series. And when the first season ends, they'll write me into the next one. Nobody needs to tell you that you're doing something right. They'll be write you into the next one and into the next one. Then it used to be, they wrote Auntie Shola Shubawale a lot. They wrote myself a lot. There might be one or two other people I can't remember now. But we broke out. We became famous on Super Story. Thanks to Wale Adenuga Productions. We became big on Super Story. And you can never say you were big in a small way. You're big. If you're grateful, that's your break there. You better take it. Even if the break is just like this. But it wasn't like this, it was huge. Because then national TV was the only thing everybody was watching. It's a super story. Once it's 6 o'clock, every Thursday, or 8 o'clock. The song would draw you home. You will be, people used to peep on other people's windows. We didn't have anything, but eventually later we had football. We had games. Then there was nothing. Maybe if there was a game, probably was Nintendo or whatever they used to call it then. There was something, I can't remember.
It was happening in TV then. Why was it not happening in film then?
I wasn't in film.
That's the time you said you were trying to do the
No,
auditions
they kept rehiring me for TV. In fact, they even offered me to permanently be Miss Pepe, one of the characters they had then.
Okay.
It would have been a big deal then. But as young as I was then, I was like, I didn't want to be one person for a long time permanently, because you'll be in that role for a long time. So there was always employment for me in film. But I just wanted to explore more. And I said, this film of a thing. Then there was only the Nollywood then was on, it was DVD. It was DVD, and it was the Asaba industry that really used to push for the English genre then. Then for the Yoruba one, they had the marketers who were handling that. They didn't have, like, the way we now have the streaming platforms. Let me not mention them. They didn't have that. They didn't have the way we have the online one. Let me not mention it. Like, even if as a producer you produce today, you can get your film streamed. We all know where we can watch. Whether the mainstream ones or the small ones. We didn't have anything then. We only had TV. So after TV, it was the Asaba industry and the Yoruba marketers. So I was interested in film. So for me, it was any one of them, whether the Yoruba one. So I did Yoruba one first, and I got my first award. Actually, my first award was from a Yoruba film. Best of Nollywood, Born, Revelation of the Year. I was like, even they said, then Uncle Mije, even them said they like me. So I was like, they're feeling me. There's something here. So after that, I was like, okay, I'll do more. Then I wanted the English one, and then it was just the Asaba industry. I was Yoruba. I remember it was a challenge, but now it's different. So this is not a problem at all. It's way better. It's all gone, even all that. It got to a point that I had to give myself an Igbo name. So that I would get audience on time. So I would get attention. Because I felt, except I imagined it, I felt they would skip my name. Because I would always attend with a bosom friend of mine, Mary Lazarus. We used to attend the auditions together. Mary Lazarus is Igbo. Mary will be inside already. Well, we came together now. What's going on? She said, if I call you Oluchi, answer. I'll say, okay. Then she'll come and they'll call the Oluchi on the list. I forgot that's the name I gave. I'll still be outside. They'll shout, Oluchi something. Just give me an Igbo surname. They'll just shout all the time. I'll still be there. I've forgotten that's what's the name I used on the list. It was like that then. Except we assumed. We might have assumed. Let me not insinuate what is, because this is a podcast. It's important what I say. we might have assumed. We were young then. We would do anything to get into the room quick and leave quick because the queues on the audition was that long. So me and Mary would say, we knew we wanted more. So we'll do the audition for a bit. If the queue is long, she'll just say, Kenny, let's go. I say, but we've not entered. She'll let's go. We'll go. Then if we arrive at one that the queue wasn't that bad, we'll do our audition. Sometimes they would just wrap up once we come. This girl is so talented, Mary Lazarus. She was fire when we used to go like, and she had this very sharp mouth. We'll come probably 10 o'clock for an audition that started 7. This girl will just march us into the room. There'll be a queue. I don't know how she does it. We're just walking like we owned the place. I'll be saying, Mary, she said, just follow me, just do as I do. And we'll be in the room and we'll audition. And immediately they'll tell us, you've got a role. They'll give us the script. I was like, this is good. But it now came down to negotiation money. I was used to good money where I was coming from. I was like, what's this? Where is the money? Give me the money. They're saying, that's all the money. I say, no, then we'll start dragging. But the marketers, they are supermarketers then, we're doing a great job in helping people to come. Nobody else was doing it. You know, one of the things we really wish we have, which is coming now, structure in Nigeria. Structure, there are no bodies, no unions, no that are strong enough. But now they're getting way better. I remember I registered for the AGN. To date, I don't have an ID card. And I paid for some of those things.
Actors Guild of Nigeria.
I paid for some of those things. I remember I even laminated my receipts for you to know how proud I was. I laminated it so rain and water will not touch it. We would go to the auditions. There were no chairs to sit. So these issues were there. And maybe, who knows, maybe they were the ones trying to keep the thing afloat. We don't know. I can't judge them, but I had a fantastic time, Sha. So there was it wasn't like it wasn't happening. It was slow. It was steady.
So steady.
Yes. And I was very busy with TV. I needed money. It was important for me. I don't want to say things because I'm on a podcast. Film, you think the money part. You have to choose. Do you want to be famous or do you want to be rich?
Oh, is there a difference?
Yes.
In film?
It's show business. Some of us are so focused on the show, we forget the business. I was like that for a long time. But now I'm asking for what I can ask for. Give it to me because we're making money for you. We should be making money as a collective. If there's no money, don't worry. If it's a back end, we'll all cut the loss.
Yeah.
Give me back end. Give me a stake. If you're kind, you're not greedy. If we don't make money, maybe it's a loss. Don't worry, I will take the loss. So if we do make money, then I take something as well.
Do you find that you're asking a lot of that now?
I am asking. Sometimes it's not that easy. We don't have it. An actor has to start thinking like a producer as well. We're managing resources. The reason you're producing and you want to make profit as well. So, but you shouldn't, everything should sort of like be balanced across board. Yeah. Not like you have so many broke actors. Come on, why? How can you be churning so many great movies and you can't even produce one world, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 world superstars? Yeah. To be a superstar is not about being famous. So all round, you're famous, you're wealthy, you're creating wealth, you're building stadiums, you're doing things. We see it all over the world. So allow your entertainers and your actors to thrive. Allow. But notwithstanding, we know the limitations and the restrictions. I tell every actor, you must think like a producer as well. You must think like a producer as well. Day to day need to make profit, but we mustn't do that. The one that we're just slaving away. They'll cast you for girlfriend, then next thing they'll cast you for big sister, then auntie, then grandma, then bye. Then what do you have? Nothing. So you have to plan for yourself, for your future as well.
Wow. Sounds like a lot happening in Nollywood. I mean, back in the days, we used to have it used to be the Genevieve and the Motola, and maybe there was quite a few handpick of people that you could pick that people would put in their films. But today it's more decentralized. Is that because there's more opportunities in film distribution and all that, and people have to care a bit less about that, or are we putting more emphasis on the art of filmmaking now? Or is it back then they focused too much on star power? Is that still the same now, do you think? Or is it just a bit decentralized? Like maybe because there are more options to distribute the film, they will focus a bit more on that. Do you think that's the
proliferation of the media? It's now mass media. It's not, there's like a lot more eyes on a lot more people. So they are still, it is still Genevieve Naji. There will never be another. It is still Omotola. There will never be another. It's just now there are a lot more people to be seen. So it's like the space now is no longer for just the few 10 or the few 5. It's now for an array of options.
Yeah.
So everybody is still having their star power according to their own thing.
Wow.
Yeah. So everybody still has their spot.
Yeah. It's such a bit of a sensitive one now. So you're twin. So where's Taiwo? Tell us about Taiwo. What you doing?
Taiwo, we call her the finest of the girls.
Okay.
She'll be pretending like she doesn't care, but she likes it. She's an event planner. We don't look alike at all. She's like a replica of my dad. I'm a replica of my mom. She's very social, obviously as an event planner. She's always having one party or the other to organize or attend or something. We're very different behavior-wise. Everything about us is completely different. She's organized. She's the one that organizes my life.
Yeah.
I'm like, everywhere. She's the one that puts order in
things. The candies that are not.
when I want to misbehave,
everywhere.
She calms me down. She behaves like a mommy sometimes when it comes to putting me like, what do you call it now? Just telling me like, behave. Yeah. Like she does that like, come on, Kenny, you can't do that. You can't say that. I'm like, She's that kind that tell you no, that's no. Then when I forget people's names or something, she's there to whisper. Yes, that's Shade coming. Don't call her Tosin when she gets there. Yeah. So she tells me she's always, if there's any naming ceremony I missed, she'll be the one that had been there. She'll tell me the name of the baby. She'll whisper to me, don't go and say, baby kuku keke, that's the baby's name. She'll tell me. She's so understanding. She helps I think we're closer more because of her temperament. She's really quite different. I'm impatient sometimes, but she's like the calm version. Yeah.
You mentioned that she's got kids and all.
No, she hasn't got kids. My older sister.
Your older sister?
Yes, it's the older one that's got kids. Yeah.
All right, cool. And you haven't got kids as well?
Well, soon, by God's grace.
Well, soon. Are you pregnant?
That's how every African woman will answer you. Yeah. We will never tell you. We will always just say.
And your parents are around?
They're late now.
They're late?
Yes.
Okay. But you have family. Do family give you pressure? Like say, yo, at your age, blah, 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 stuff like that and all that? Nah? No,
everybody's so, I don't know, liberal. Everybody, nobody's disturbing anyone. Yeah. Sort of.
All right, cool. So what about you? What's happening with relationship, marriage?
Same thing. Probably same as you. Same as anyone in this room. Just doing it the way it's coming. Having a great life. Just going with the flow. Yeah. Being happy. Obviously in a relationship. In a solid one actually. But just doing things.
Okay, how long has that been going?
Very long. I won't be saying here.
Are we expecting very soon?
I will not be saying nothing on podcasts. Anything personal. For work, you will never be able to stop me from talking. Yeah. But personal things, you will never hear. I see speculation. Sometimes I read things that me, myself, I've never experienced in my life about myself online. I'm like, yeah. Is this me? They will give me primary school, give me husband, give me child, give me, I'll be looking, I see these things, but I think they do it to provoke you to say something. Yeah. Personal life, I don't even say a word.
You don't say. Is that how you've been? Because I was looking at stuff, and obviously there's been a quick bit of questions about you, about how you've been able to keep off scandals and stuff like that. Is that what you've been?
Yeah, because there's no scandal. It's just people talking and saying things, and they'll get you to come and say, "How dare you say this about me? I was actually not wearing blue. I wore red." Yeah. I don't even say nothing. I just come. Even me, they entertain me. I'm like, me? They even saw me in Benin yesterday. Me? No, wow. I just read and I just move on. Because I don't even have the time.
So keeping private is a good way to stay out of scandal.
Yes, extremely private. Like if you find a way to keep private even more private. Yeah. And it saves you explanation. I don't have to come and explain anything. But it's upsetting sometimes though. Sometimes I just pretend like I don't notice it sometimes. Like you read some things. This is Google. These are like important platforms where you're there doing, what's it called now? You're doing humanitarian work, going to NGO appointments, and then you read something so cheesy and so silly. Shouldn't these blogs have some kind of, shouldn't there be some kind of body controlling? I studied mass communication. Sometimes I look at these things, I will never be proud to practice. The way they practice is embarrassing. So I just look, but I understand. I don't know, now they've monetized social media. People need to eat, so it will get worse. Don't worry. expect it to get worse. So I don't mind. But sometimes it's just annoying.
Cool. But for Nollywood now, going forward, and for you now, having done all these obviously with Queen Afolayan's film. How's Queen? I was working with Queen Afolayan first of
It
all.
was cool.
Let's go back
It
then.
was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, very
And
cool.
I think you got the best lead drama. Or
Yes,
something
but that one.
at the
October
end,
1.
yeah, October 1, and then obviously Adria, which you got the you got the finally you got the best actress.
Yes.
Was that one? How's that experience for you?
It was. I had like that year. I had 3 films
Yeah,
that I was so invested in. I was like, for me, the satisfaction is,
yeah,
did the film nail it? Once the answer is yes, if there only has to be one winner. It's a competition, so I can't focus on who gets the award. But the film, what was it like on social media? Does it also have impact on people's lives? So I had Sister by Biodun Steven. I had Adire by Film One, and I had Fumilai Ransome-Kuti by Bolanle Austin Peters. So all 3 were in different awards. AMVC, Afrif, they spread it all around like that. France, we had for Sister. We won everywhere.
all right.
So for me, even if I didn't get a plaque in AMVC for Fumilai Ransome-Kuti, we did get it at Afrif. Even if we didn't get for Sister in AMVC, we got it in France. So for me, the recognition is not, there's nothing, I won't take it to the bank to cash money. But that global effect is having that Nollywood is doing something and people are noticing. Even if we're noticing amongst ourselves in small circles, don't worry, it's still better than nothing. But our awards are international.
Yeah,
that was.
So for Adire, you for Adire, obviously you played the role of that strong woman who goes to the town and sort of awakens everybody. All the women there from Ransome-Kuti, pretty much same thing. Awaken. Do you always tend to look for those kind of strong women role, like woman?
Was strong, but Adire was soft. Now she was sensual. Wasn't. Yes, now she was the.
She awakened. She awakened. Kind of awakened all the women there in a way.
Okay, what I look for actually is a film that has a message at the end. Like, okay, after we've been entertained, sometimes I don't get it 100%.
Yeah.
But even in the midst of all that, whatever little it is I get, can we drive something out of it? Blood Sisters was a bit sexual, the character, but can we still, maybe it will help families, couple to bond sexually better. Can we just achieve something with it? That's the question, first of all. If it's yes, let's go for it. So that's what I look out for.
Right. So going forward now, future for Nollywood for you, what do you say? You're talking going global. You're in London now. You're in Anna Sibiska's song, being in MW and all these other songs. How are you going forward? Where are you going with all of this accent thing?
Collaborations internationally. I'm looking to an opportunity where, we will do something. There'll be Tyler Perry, Idris Elba, Kehinde Bankole. What can we all do together? Yeah. Whether they as producers, we here as actors, whether they as whether co-production, what is it rather that we can do together? I really would want that we don't just have, we're doing well on the streaming platform. I think at this point I could mention the Netflix, the Primes, but can we not have releases that are restricted to just Nigeria? Can we have more of global releases? Because now we have a lot of films, but can our films be on mainstream that currently it's not until the film does so well in Nigeria, then some people say, oh, finally we can watch it in Canada. Yeah. Oh yeah, I just watched it in London yesterday. We're doing very well, but can we do more that we are now on global releases all the time? It's a dream. There are people who are pushing for it now and they're doing it. We have a lot of producers that are doing well on that level. But what's stopping a lot of other people also, including myself, pushing? I really would want to do collaborations with people. My first production now, I'm not looking at that. I'm producing my own film this year. Nice. I'm not looking at the Tyler Perry's but the next one, hopefully. Can we get into America? Can we get into... Can we get proper mainstream? Can we do something with the Viola Davids? Can we do something more with them? So that's the direction I'm looking to. Tell us about your next project. What's the one you want to work on, your project? Oh, it's just a simple story of hope. It's a simple story of entrepreneurship. Wherever you find yourself, whatever resources you find yourself, it doesn't matter, just start. That's what the film is about. And it's just the success of a young girl who starts off with nearly nothing. A young girl and a young guy. Both of them have their separate stories. But with the little they had, it was all the different dramas.
And all that.
They
Are you
ended up
writing,
still
directing, producing, acting?
producing and acting.
And acting.
Yes.
Oh, nice.
Co-producing. I won't be producing alone,
Okay.
so I can focus on acting.
Couldn't direct it?
Not at the moment. No.
Yeah. But there's a lot of strong female directors in Nigeria now, and that's how's that going in Nigeria? How are you feeling about that? There's Belanlia Peter, there's Kemi Adetiba, but there's all these really strong female directors that have a really strong voice in that. What do you think about that?
Women are great storytellers. So put us in roles that are just not in front of the camera to look pretty, and you see us show you what we can do. So that's something that we can see in all the stories.
Yeah.
Like all these names you mentioned, if you check some of the things they've done, I'm not saying men are not doing well. Of course, the men are strong, but the women, naturally, we tell stories better, in my opinion. And so put us behind the cameras. Yes, I'm telling you, we do.
Okay, you said
we do. If a woman will pull focus, it will always be different from. I just feel there's a way, she's telling a story, like she can hear the sound already in her head, even before they score it all together. I just feel because we nurture things, we know how to just put extra. But women, we always describe ourselves as, we always just feel we're some kind of, but really we are.
That's all right. We like that. It's okay.
The women are doing well. They are. I think that's just what I'll say. Very well.
I mean, as a general, do you think Nollywood as an industry, being an African institution or institution in Africa, do you think it's giving enough opportunities to women?
To women? Yes. Yes. If you want to take it, that's it.
Yeah.
I don't even wait for that giving anymore, giving opportunity. We are taking it. If you want something, take it.
Right.
But the only thing is just be careful, because as women, there's a thing about us that we're being seen as the feminine, the soft ones, the ones who want all the attention for themselves rather than for the stories. The men will not be on social media, be doing the things women do, and yet the work will still thrive. So I love the fact that there are some of us women who are saying, look, forget about the makeup and the wig. Put me behind this, I'll deliver, So we have women like that. We're doing well. I don't see us being stopped in any way.
So there's opportunity. So for young women, you can boldly, confidently dream in Hollywood.
Yes, in Nigeria, especially even behind the lenses, women are doing amazing. Women ADs, women directors, women editors. Yeah. Women are doing well.
Right, cool. Okay, we get to that point now where you're just going to talk to your fellow Africans, especially Africans, young women. I would love you to speak to young women in Africa now. There's a lot of them who look to you, I'm sure, 100%, who look to you as like models, who what you've achieved will be like dream for them. Some of them in very less opportune situations, perhaps than yourself when you even started. But just talk to your sisters. Tell them how they can actually make their dreams happen.
Oh, hi, ladies, hi. So the first thing I'll say is preparedness. Like even opportunities will come, but are you prepared for them? Like we're always on social media now, but you're there, but what are you doing there? It's like your best, what's it called now? That's the biggest pool where you can gather resources, gather contacts, brand, like without even getting out of your house. You can make a decision as to how you want to be perceived. There's just endless possibilities online. So you're online, but what are you doing there? So I just want to remind you that place is very resourceful. Use it well. Second thing is information. Information and contacts, they're like the biggest thing, the most useful thing to you. Information, contacts of people, of places. Then when you get an information, don't think it's not for you. If you want it, don't think you need to know someone. That thing ticks me off. You need to know someone before you get it. If there's an email there to contact that email. Be bold, go for what you want. And then don't take nonsense. Like the truth is, people who will tell you, oh, come meet me in a hotel room to get a script, or those things, I don't know if it still exists. Those kinds of things, I don't know if it exists. I hope not, but it's ridiculous. Anybody telling you to do that before you get a job, they'll keep you there because that's where you listen and you obey. You will never be a star in that place. Never. Because the person needs to keep you in that place where they can use you. So if somebody calls them to give you an opportunity, they will not give you, because once they give it to you, they can't use you anymore. So I've heard of people who say they're star makers, and they tell you, come and meet me. I made so person. I hear about it, but can you hear my laughter? Like, it's that kind of thing is not coming near me. So it shouldn't come near you. Some of you even have better tools than we had or than we have now. You're better equipped. Some of you are even prettier, hotter. Like some of you are more intelligent. You're more exposed. So what else do you need? If there's anything you want out there, go for it. Then learn also to put in the work. Have audition tapes out there. Don't just be calling, do you know somebody that knows somebody? That thing is, I hate it. It's wrong. Information is there for you to use. Please take advantage of it. Be bold and be sure that that's what you want and go for it. And then finally, if you keep doing the same thing over and over and getting the same result, it might be time for you to try something new. It's not totally the end for that thing you've been trying, but time is one of the worst enemies that we all have. If you're trying something, you want to be an actress, you've been trying. What about if you're meant to actually be behind the cameras, but you just can't dare to think of yourself not being in front? Eventually, when you do so well behind, you are on social media. Some of the most popular women you know are producers. They are not even actors. So don't be so stuck on, I want to be famous on TV. That thing is not going to get you far. So if you keep trying to be in front and you can't be in front, get behind. If you keep trying to be behind, crew, you want to be technical, you can't do it, then maybe get in front. From later on in front, then you can still get to the back later. So either ways. But your future is actually here, in the palm of your hands, and in God's hands, of course.
Oh, you heard it, ladies. You heard it from one of your own. This woman has transcended time. She's enduring and an enduring legacy, an enduring career. And like I said, from 2003 or maybe before to up till now, and literally it kind of feels like just getting started. Is that all right to say that?
Yes, it's a prayer. I like that.
Yeah, just getting started. So please, you can as well. So Kehinde, you're in London now, UK. You've got the show. You're going to be going around. I think you got a few cities that you're going to go.
Oh
around.
yes, long list. There's Bristol.
Yeah,
we start off in Sheffield. We're going Bristol. We're going York. We're taking an hibiscus song to Hall. An hibiscus song will be in Berwick, upon Tweed. It will be in Bedford, it's in London, Edinburgh, Oxford, and we will be in a few other cities.
Yeah.
The information will obviously be on social media.
Yeah.
And hibiscus song.
Yeah. How does that feel to you, like live acting with audiences that are not even your traditional audiences?
It's entertaining. It's nice.
Yeah.
And then it's also, like I said, you keep learning. It's like a ground for you to keep getting better because there's no second take. In theater, no Ogawe that they come, let me go and do that again.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I made a mistake. Can I correct that? There's nothing like that. So you have to work it out right there and then. So it's amazing.
Which do you find more challenging, theater, film?
It used to be theater, but now it's film. It's
why so?
I think maybe at the moment, maybe the kind of stories I pick.
Yeah.
Then we don't shoot 3 weeks anymore, 2 weeks. We do 2 months. It's time consuming. It takes your energy. It takes, then you just want to put a little extra effort, Both of them are challenging.
Yeah.
But it used to be theater, but now Film 2 has joined. Film 2 is very tough.
It's very challenging.
Yeah.
But are you finding it more challenging now that you're getting bigger roles and all that?
Yes, I think so. Or maybe maybe because now that kind of energy you have when you're younger, like now you're like trying to split the energy among everybody, but then your work is all you had then. Yeah. But now you have a lot of more distractions.
Cool. Are you going to America soon?
Yes. How did you know that? Oh, look at you.
Anyway, Kehinde, listen, we wish you all the very best with your career. You're one of the flag bearers for us at this time. I would say, obviously, a lot of younger people, I believe, are looking up to you, not just in terms of the skills and the acting, but in terms of like the persona and the curating of the personal life away from the career as well. I think that's really big kudos to you. So thank you very much and well done.
Okay, thank you.
Really, I mean, for me, it's a really big honor sitting here before you and chatting with you, trying to tap into your brain. I'm so glad you decided to come. I know it's been a while. I've been trying to chase you.
Yeah.
Finally, you're here.
Thanks.
Listen, I wish you all the very best with Anna
Hibiscus
song. and obviously with your career as well. And hopefully someday we can be working together in film.
You know, because you're still coming to invest in there.
It'll be
And
good,
are
it'll
you
be
thinking of being an actor when you come as well?
I'm
You've got the
actually a
looks. You've got the looks.
forget the looks, man. I'm actually a filmmaker. Yes, I'm more film like
The business part of it.
writing, directing, a bit of producing as well. Yeah, so make the money. So don't worry, we'll jump soon.
That's why you coming to our show.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
very much for coming on Heroes Diary. It was a really big pleasure having you.
Thank you.
Love the smile. Let's give them that gum too. Listen, man, thank you so much, guys. And again, thank you for helping, for succeed, for subscribing, for supporting, for helping and being there and sharing our message. Just help me say a very big thanks to Kehinde for coming on our show. Kehinde Bankole, Nollywood superstar. We're so glad to have her, and it's just been good. Until next episode, thank you. Always see you soon. Peace. Woo!